Welcome back. It's only 2025, but one of the big puzzle pieces for the 2026 midterms just clicked into place. New York Republican Congressman Mike Lawler announced today he will run for re-election, ending speculation that he would run for governor of New York. Lawler is one of the few Republicans to carry a district won by former Vice President Harris, and his 2026 race will be one of the key battlegrounds for control of the House. His decision seemingly clears the field for his House Republican colleague Elise Stefanik to make a gubernatorial bid of her own. Joining me now, fresh off his announcement, is New York Republican Congressman Mike Lawler. Congressman Lawler, thanks so much for joining us on a big day for you. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Kristen.
So let's start off with your announcement this morning. In your statement, you said you are, quote, fundamentally believe that you are the best positioned to take on Kathy Hochul. So why are you not running for governor, Congressman? How did you reach your decision?
Well, this is something that I really wrestled with over the past 6 months. One of the biggest factors for why I decided to run for re-election is I actually like the job that I'm doing. In the last 2.5 years, I've been able to have a tremendous impact in our House majority, including just recently being able to deliver on one of the biggest promises that I made when running for office, which was lifting the cap on salt. We were able to secure a $40,000 salt cap. It was the biggest tax cut in the whole bill. And I currently serve as chair of the Middle East and North Africa subcommittee, focused extensively on what is happening with Iran and Israel and our other Arab partners in the region. So there's a lot of work that I've been engaged in here. This was not an easy decision. But one of the things that I fundamentally believe and recognize is how important my district is to the majority. My victory in 2022 over Sean Patrick Maloney helped secure this House Republican majority, and winning last November by 6.5 points helped ensure our majority again, being one of only 3 members to represent a district that Kamala Harris won as a Republican. So there was a lot to weigh, and ultimately this was the right decision for me and my family.
To that final point, though, the New York Times is reporting that you talked to President Trump last week. Did he urge you not to run for governor? What did he tell you?
We had a very wholesome discussion about a lot of topics, including the New York City mayor's race, the governor's race, and obviously Congress. He offered his perspective that he believes the right thing to do was to run for re-election. But ultimately, it was my decision. And I made that over the weekend after 6 months of really deliberating, looking at the data, frankly, making an unemotional decision and more of a data-driven decision, and weighing all the other factors. There is a lot of work to do. And being in a district like mine, you not only have a front row seat, you have the ability to really impact policy. And so that's something that I want to continue to do. And ultimately, that really weighed on my decision.
Well, Governor Hochul reacted to your decision. I'm sure you've seen it. She posted this image implying you were taking President Trump's orders by not running for governor. There you have it, a treat for Donald Trump's good boy. How do you respond to that, Congressman?
Well, I think it's unbecoming of a governor. But at the end of the day, Kathy Hochul is the single worst governor in America. She is feckless, she's inept and incompetent, and New York leads the nation in outmigration for a reason. It has nothing to do with the weather and everything to do with the high cost of living and the declining quality of life. Under Kathy Hochul, we have the highest taxes in the country, the worst business climate, a crime and migrant crisis, a housing and energy crisis. But under one-party Democratic rule, it has only gotten worse. So Kathy Hochul can say whatever she'd like, but at the end of the day, New Yorkers deserve a choice. And when you have an avowed socialist in Zohran Mamdani on the verge of becoming mayor of the financial capital of the world and the largest city in New York, and she refuses to endorse him because even she recognizes what a disaster that is for New York, the fact is she needs to start recognizing the policy shortcomings that have created the mess that New York finds itself in.
Congressman, just very quickly, I mean, when the president calls you, you clearly listened to him. You did say that he raised the idea that he thought it was better for you to run for re-election. Did you feel any pressure from the president not to run for governor?
No, I didn't feel any pressure at all. He's the president of the United States and obviously the leader of the Republican Party. This is a consequential decision.
Yeah.
And certainly you're going to take the opportunity to have a discussion with the president. But ultimately, this was my decision, and it's one that I am fully comfortable with. And, you know, really made it weighing all of the factors and recognizing the importance of the work that I'm doing and the seat that I hold.
Right.
And ultimately, that's what weighed more in my decision was my own choice.
All right, couple more here. I do want to turn to the House. It's grounded to a halt over this Jeffrey Epstein matter. Recess beginning early because the Rules Committee apparently didn't want to consider motions on Epstein information, whether to release it. Are you concerned that rejecting these motions feeds into the conspiracy theories over Jeffrey Epstein that you've actually come out against?
Well, this has been my point from the beginning. I mean, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, so I don't engage in a lot of this absurdity. The fact is, Jeffrey Epstein was a pedophile. He was a human trafficker. His sidekick, Ghislaine Maxwell, was convicted and is serving jail time. He committed suicide. They were held to account. As I have said repeatedly, anyone who was engaged in criminal activity as part of Jeffrey Epstein's pedophilia and human trafficking should be prosecuted and should be held to account. The Biden DOJ had all of this information for 4 years. All of my Democratic colleagues who are now demanding every ounce of information be released said nothing for exactly 4 years, and in fact dismissed many of the conspiracy theories.
But the Trump administration has it now. Should they release all the files?
The president has asked for the grand jury transcripts to be released.
But all the files.
I believe
and that's now held up in court.
Here's the issue. You have victims of crime. You have photos and videos. You don't want to release all of that. That is outrageous. And no one who cares about and supports victims should ever be demanding any of that be released. If somebody committed a crime, if somebody committed an offense, they should be prosecuted for that offense. If there is evidence of that, sure. But this objective by some of my colleagues, both on the right and the left, to just throw everything out into the general public without any recognition of the challenges here with respect to victims and privacy is really just remarkable. And frankly, again, what you see is the political tit for tat on both sides. And frankly, it is why our country is in the mess that it's in.
Congressman,
the idea that you have people.
Let me just ask you one more very quickly. Wall Street Journal is reporting that the DOJ told President Trump in May that his name does, in fact, appear in the Epstein files. What is your reaction to that? And I understand your concern about releasing victims' names. Should all of the files be released with that information redacted, for example?
Look, obviously, this report just came out. I don't know about the validity of the report. What I can tell you is, obviously, when you're talking about a case like this, there are going to be names in, that come up. I have no idea about the validity of what is being reported by the DOJ or by the Wall Street Journal with respect to the DOJ. If someone committed an offense, of course, they should be prosecuted. But in the absence of that, what is it that we're seeking to establish? That somebody's name was mentioned? The Biden DOJ had all of this information. They indicted Donald Trump. They tried to prosecute Donald Trump. Does somebody honestly believe that they would not have tried to prosecute him under this if, in fact, he was somehow involved with Jeffrey Epstein? I mean, let's be honest. Does anybody really believe that the Biden DOJ, while they were prosecuting Ghislaine Maxwell, would not have sought to prosecute Donald Trump if somehow he was affiliated with Jeffrey Epstein's crimes?
All right. Congressman Mike Lawler, we will cover your race very closely. Thank you so much for joining us to talk about your big decision. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Coming up next, Congress conspiracies and the continued political fallout from the Epstein files. The panel's next. You're watching Meet the Press Now.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.